Hey you guys, this is OffTopicGames with another deck profile for you guys. This one is, as you can see, on the Deletor deck. This one's really cool. We have two different deck lists to give you guys. The first one is our list, basically, and the second list is the one that you see on one of the weekly Saturday tournaments. It's the Deletor Messiah build. But first we'll go with this one. One is just Deletors. So for a starter, we run Igor. He's pretty good. Put this in your soul. When your opponent's Vanguard is deleted, you may pay the cost. If you do, draw a card and turn and unflip a damage. So that's really nice. Next is for our grade 3s. For Greyon, he's your main grade 3 that you want to ride always. Basically, on ride, you put your opponent chooses 2 cards from his drop zone and then binds it face down, so Banish deletes it. And then there's an act, counterblast 2 cards with the leader in his card name. Choose one of your rear guards with the leader in its card name, retire it, then delete your opponent's Vanguard, and then your opponent chooses a card from his or her drop zone and then binds it face down, or Banish deletes it. Next, for grade 3s, we run 2 the Legion, Zale. He isn't very good, but he's a Legion, and his mate is really good. His Legion skill, he mates with Gale, and then auto skill, counterblast 2, choose a card from your hand, discard it. When this unit legions, you may pay the cost. If you do, delete all of your opponent's Vanguards. And then auto skill, when this unit attacks, it gets plus 2,000 until the end of the battle. 1 Chaos, he's a Tekken, he's really cool. What he does is counterblast 2 cards with the leader in his card name, then choose 2 cards from your hand, discard them. So kind of costly, but if you do, on placement, you pay the cost, so that. And then you delete their Vanguard and then lock 2 rear guards, so that's really nice. And it also has the auto effect. When this unit attacks the Vanguard, it gets power plus 2,000 to the end of the battle. So pretty good. Lastly, we won 1 Gradle. Basically, when this unit hits, you can counterblast 1 if you search top 5 for Greyon, the grade 3 that you said you normally run, or you normally want to ride. So you top 5, if it hits, counterblast 1, put 1 into your soul. Then shuffle your deck, choose one of your opponent's rear guards in the front row, retire it. Your opponent chooses a card from his or her drop zone and binds it face down. So pretty good, and then it also has the effect, once per turn, Axel blast 1 card with Greyon in its card name. Choose one of your rear guards with Deletor in its card name and retire it. Then delete all of your opponent's Vanguard. And then your opponent chooses 1 card from his or her drop zone and then Banish deletes it. So basically it's a really cheap delete. So 8 grade 3s. Next for grade 2s, we run 3 of the Gale, that's the Legion mate. Basically on call, if your opponent has a deleted Vanguard, you choose a card and you lock it. So really good. We're only running 3 though because space issues. Next we run 4 Giron. It's the 7K grade 2 from GP208. I actually really like this card. What it does is, it has a continue skill. It gets plus 1,000 for each face down card in your opponent's bind zone. So for however many cards that was banished deleted total, it gets plus 1,000 continuously. Only rear guard. And then the other rear guard skill is an auto. At the end of the battle that your Vanguard Deletor attacked, your opponent chooses 1 card from his or her drop zone and then binds it face down. So pretty nice because it just gains a lot of power and it makes your opponent bind more cards. Next we run 3 Elro. This is the left and right column, the purple and the green. We are running the combo. The reason why is because I like this deck to have a bit more advantage because it's kind of lacking and you want to rush a lot. This card can't actually rush until you're at grade 3 and your opponent's deleted, or the combo, but the first effect is very nice in this card, and it also becomes 12k attackers, which is valued, and 11ks. But what this card does, it's a 9k. Auto skill, once per turn, when your opponent's unit is placed on the rear guard circle, do the effect from a card, so basically anything, like Time Leap, the grade 2 effect, the other grade 2 effect, etc., etc., it gets the skill where you unflip a damage and then your opponent chooses a card and then Banish deletes them from their drop zone. So it's a pretty good card. That's mainly what it's used for. And then also, if you have Alba in your right column, the green one, and you have this card in your left column, this card gets plus 3,000 when it attacks a Vanguard. So it's a 12k attacker, and it's nice if you have both of the columns in the specific columns in the lanes and stuff. Next we run 2 Alba, the green one. It's a 8k grade 2. When this unit is placed on the rearguard circle, if your opponent has a deleted Vanguard, you can call up to 1 card with Deletor Elro, so the purple one, to a rearguard circle, and then if you call the card, your opponent calls the top card of the deck to the rearguard circle. So they +1, you +1, kind of. Theirs is random, yours is guaranteed, and then you get guaranteed 12k and 11k attackers. This one gets +3000 when he's in your right column and then Elro's in your left. So he's an 11k attacker. Next, for our grade 1s, we run 4 Endor. This is the kind of mediocre PG. It's basically when you have a copy of this in the drop zone and you PG the Vanguard, if it's deleted, it gets re-deleted at the end of turn. You normally don't use it like ever, but you could. Instead, if you really want to, there's other deleter PGs. These ones, they're the vanilla one, the generic ones from like BT16, I think. Yeah, so if you want to, you can run these. It's up to you, but we're just running these. They're both really cheap, but we're running these because it kind of has an effect. But it can only block the Vanguard, so I guess it really depends on you. But yeah, the reason why we're running deleter cards and PGs and stuff is because we want a lot of the cards counterblast and need deleter things to like retire, so that's the reason why. Next we run for this 7k Onagil. He's really good. I really like him. Basically on call, you can, if you have Vanguard with deleter in his card name, you can get the effect both players draw a card and then discard a card. It's very nice because it filters for you. It lets your opponent filter, but it makes it so they have cards in the drop zone for you to bind face down. So it's just really nice to do because this deck's plan is to rush a bit early, so you can use this, get your grade 3s if you want to mill aggressively and stuff. And then also, you can put this card into your soul if you have Vanguard with deleter in his card name. Your opponent chooses a card from his or her drop zone and then binds it face down. So it kind of sets up for himself if you really want to use it. Normally I don't recommend using the bottom effect, it's really for the top effect, but that's up to you. Next, we run 3 Drown. I really like this card. So what it does is put this card into your soul, choose a card from your hand, discard it. At the end of the battle that this unit boosted, a Vanguard with the leader in his card name, you may pay the cost. If you do draw 2 cards, your opponent chooses a card from the bind zone and puts it, Vanish deletes it. So basically you filter 2 cards, this card goes in your soul, has to boost the Vanguard, discard a card, draw 2 cards. So really nice. And then you also get 1 card Banish deleted. So yeah. Next, lastly for our grade 1s, we run 2 5k, Soul Blast 2, draw 1. Need advantage, this is an easy card that you can just pop after you use it, so it's really nice. Next, we run 4 heals, Deletor because it's good. Don't really know what else to say about it. 4 Giva, this is the crit that does something. Basically, what it does is when this unit, at the end of the battle that this unit boosted, if your opponent has a deleted Vanguard, you may put this card back to your deck, shuffle, you unflip damage, and your opponent Banish deletes 1 from their drop zone. So normally I don't recommend using this because it is technically a neg 1. It goes back to your deck, yes. You do get the unflip and you do get the Banish delete, but that's up to you. It can make plays with that 7k grade 2, it really just depends. We're running, I believe, 3 more crits. Sorry, it's not in the correct order. Or 2 more crits. Sorry. So we're running 2 more crits, Deletor of course, so we're running a total of 6 crits. Again, the reason why we don't run other crits is because we value the Deletor archetype. Next we run for the stand trigger. Eddie, he's really good actually. Basically on call, draw 1 if your opponent's deleted. If your opponent has a deleted Vanguard. So it's really nice because it's kind of like a free booster and free pop for like your grade 3s and stuff. And yeah, that's basically all I can say. It's just a good card. And it stands in your running deletors. Lastly, we run 2 draw triggers. The reason why we run draws is because I like the deck a bit more, I don't know if consistent is the correct word, but you need a lot of advantage to go into certain matchups. And like, pushing is good, but if you're against certain matchups you kind of just die, and you need advantage to kind of live on and make it so that even though you don't stride and just continually delete their Vanguard, you can get saved by like draw triggers and stuff. Next, we run for our strides. For the Igorg, he's the GR from Vanguard Deletors. He's really good. Basically, it's a GB2 effect. Once per turn, counterblast 1. Choose rearguard, delete its card name, retire it. If you have a deleter Vanguard, delete your opponent's Vanguard, choose a back row rearguard and lock it, and then your opponent Banish deletes 1 from the drop zone. So pretty good. We're running 4. You probably don't need 4, but it's nice to have 4, and deleters don't really have any strides. This is the only deleter stride. Next, for our strides, we run 4 Big Crunch because Big Crunch is good. GB2, counterblast 1, choose a rearguard, lock the entire column, and then Omega lock it. 2 Amnesty because Amnesty is nice for like mirrors and stuff. Basically, counterblast 1, unlock anything. Gets plus 3000 power for each card unlocked, and then if it unlocked 3 or more, it gets a crit. 1 Judgment, he's mediocre, but you need a first stride if you can't G-guard, because what you really want to do is just G-guard, and then stride directly into Igorg. That's your main plan. But if not, you have this guy. When it hits, you can lock a back row and unlock a card. So it's not terrible, not very good. 1 Blizza because Blizza's cool, and you know, it can push really big if needed to. 2 Maxwell. Maxwell kinda sucks, but it could be useful. Basically, lock a back row, it gets plus 5k shield. Mediocre, but we'll take it, I guess. This is the next card, GBTO8. Destiny Guardian. Unlock 2, it gets plus 10,000. Also doo-doo, but it can help against like Link Joker mirror matches. And then 1 Screw, basically discard if you have 1 or more cards in your G zone face up, it gets plus 10k shield. Pretty good. So yeah, overall this deck is pretty fun, pretty interesting. Maybe not super competitive, but it does beat out certain decks and can kind of screw them over, like certain on-stride decks. Like maybe if Fenrir really needs the on-stride effect, then they get screwed over, kind of. Chaos Breaker can get screwed over. Mega Colony, etc., etc. Grand Blue, of course, and then yeah. So for the other build, I'll show you what it is. It's basically the same lineup, but instead of running draw triggers, he runs 1 more crit, or 2 more crits and 1 more stand, I believe. Or 1 more crit and 1 more stand. And then the vanilla crits and the extra crit gets switched with the Blink Messiah, and then 1 extra deleter stand. That's for the trigger lineup. So basically it's 4 Giva, 3 of this guy, Blink, 4 Eddie, 1 deleter stand, and 4 deleter heals. And then for the grade 1s, basically take this out, run a stride fodder. That's basically it. The only difference, PGs are the same. These get taken out, 2 of these and 1 of this. For this card, this interesting card, what it does is basically you choose one of your rear guards with the leader and pop it, then pop a front row, and then your opponent chooses a card from their drop zone and then binds it face down, or Banish deletes it. So it's good because if your opponent is aggressive, it stops their aggressiveness and it gets you an extra card in the bind zone face down. So that's up to you, and it depends on your meta and like what it is and stuff. So you can run this or the green and purple for the regular deleters. But for the one that is in the video, he runs 2 of these over the 2 green ones and One is just taken out because he's running 11 grade 2s. So 11 grade 2s, 13 grade 1s, and 8 grade 3s, and then he's running an extra starter. Instead of these three, he's running the alter ego. So 3 alter ego, 1 legion, and 4 of these guys. These guys, they're really good. And then starter wise, this one and then this one. Usually this one's the starter, which is very interesting, but basically you get an extra grade 3 to stride with. Yeah, and you get, for sure, it's okay to lock something with this card because it gets you stuff. So that's basically it. That's both deck profiles. Sorry, the second one was kind of rushed, but hopefully you got the general idea of what it is. If not, I can leave a list if you comment that you need it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. Look forward to seeing this deck in upcoming matchups, hopefully. And yeah, as always, you can subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed it and want to see more. You can comment if you have any comments, questions, or concerns. Social media is in the description as always, so check Facebook and Twitter out as well. And then we do have a giveaway going on, so check that out as well. We can just look it up. It's a 1,000 subscriber giveaway, and then we might be doing a either Christmas or New Year special as well, so check that out and look forward to it. Thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you all later.